The days are getting longer and the weather's getting warmer, which is a sure sign that spring is on the way. Over the years, we've done several stories on the Flood Channel about the importance of spring cleaning and doing it the right way. Today, I'm here at Desert Shores with my dog Austin while we enjoy the weather and take a look back at some of our favorite stories about the importance of protecting our desert land and water. Protecting the environment is a top priority here at the district because the water that travels through our channels goes untreated into Lake Mead. In this first story, we take a look back as Carrie Ann gives us a checklist of the things that we can do at home to help protect our water.
Around the house, there's a lot of chores you don't think twice about. Sprucing up the yard, washing the car, or cleaning out the garage may seem like little things, but those little things can add up to have a big impact on our environment. So let's hear some tips on how to be environmentally savvy. Did you know that just 1 quart of oil will contaminate up to 250,000 gallons of water, and that yard chemicals and fertilizers can wash into storm drains and reduce the oxygen in the water needed for aquatic life at Lake Mead? Things like pool chemicals, old paint, and used oil should be taken to Republic Service disposal sites. They accept all kinds of household hazardous waste. Check out lvstormwater.com for details. Also with paint, you can buy a hardening agent from the hardware store. Once you mix the two together, the paint hardens and can be thrown away in the trash. Try environmentally friendly pesticides, chemicals, and fertilizers. Also make sure to follow the manufacturer's directions and don't overwater. Using commercial car washes can prevent solvents, detergents, and chemicals from washing down driveways and through storm drains. Then it eventually makes its way to Lake Mead. Always drain the swimming pool through the drainage port located in your front yard. Be sure to clean up after your pet.
Protecting the environment is very important. When it rains in the Las Vegas Valley, the runoff ultimately drains to Lake Mead. Along the way, the water can pick up lots of pollutants and other contaminants that are on the ground surface. And we have found that nearly 50% of our residents aren't aware that this dirty water is not treated when it goes into Lake Mead. It seems like many of our residents are not aware of how to properly dispose of their garbage, especially the larger items that may not be picked up easily on the curb. So instead they just kind of bundle them up, haul them out into the desert, dump them into a wash or low area and think, out of sight, out of mind, what could be the harm? We've seen all kinds of things in the washes, mattresses, lawn trimmings, branches, even household hazardous waste, shopping carts. And these are not only an eyesore and bad for the environment in the desert, but when it rains, the water can pick up this debris, carry it downstream into the washes, clog our storm drain systems, and cause flooding, which is obviously very bad for the community. But also there's many times lots of contaminants such as oils, chemicals, pesticides, fertilizers that are on these things that get carried in the water to Las Vegas Wash and to the lake. Residents should properly dispose of all of their garbage. Take it to a dump, take it to the one of the many transfer stations located around the valley. Also, if you see somebody dumping in the desert, then report it. It's illegal, so it's not good for the environment, and that's why it's illegal.
Spreading the message to protect the environment is the goal of several organizations around town. The Conservation District of Southern Nevada holds a poster contest each year. The goal is to teach elementary school students to keep storm drains free of trash and debris.
The Conservation District of Southern Nevada has put on the 4th annual Stormwater Pollution Poster Contest, and it's for 4th and 5th grade students, and we encourage them to make posters and create a message on how they can prevent stormwater pollution.
There was an instructional flyer that came out that gave the guidelines for the poster contest. We read over it in class. It went home with them for homework, and I just told them, if you're going to do this, make sure you follow the instructions specifically. And Ava took those instructions and she ran with them. And we turned our poster in and didn't think anything of it. And then all of a sudden we got a phone call about the poster.
Ava's poster was really great because she actually went out and took some pictures on location, and you could tell that she made the connection between storm drains all the way to Lake Mead.
Well, I was very excited and thought it would be a fun opportunity for my class and me. We went online and we researched about stormwater pollution and how it hurts the environment and how we can help it by not littering and not washing cars every day.
I challenged them to come up with something that would communicate the importance of not polluting the water that we have. And they did a lot of research, they took photos, they did a lot of their own time exploring and thinking about this.
Yeah, and we went to Lake Mead, we went in the storm drains and took a picture of all the trash that we found. And it was surprising because there was more trash than usual.
Then when we started hearing details about what we had actually won, we were amazed.
We're going to get to ride a boat. We're going to learn more about the environment and how to help it. And I think we're going to learn even more about stormwater pollution and that everyday things can just hurt the environment.
We've talked about the global picture as far as water and recycling, but we haven't narrowed it down to specifically how does this affect us here in the valley. So I think that's going to be a really good thing. But I think when we go on this little field trip, we're going to get a much better clue about how each of us has a part in making things better.
We all have a responsibility to take care of our planet and preserve its beauty and resources for future generations. Betty?
We spend a lot of time reminding people about the dangers of floodwater and the importance of protecting the environment. Sometimes we use humor to grab your attention. We think we did just that with this next segment that features our local superhero, Go Green Guy.
Look up in the sky, it's Superman.
Batman?
Iron Man?
No, it's Go Green Guy. Faster than an eco-friendly car wash, more powerful than a flash flood, able to leak recycling bins in a single bound. It's Go Green Guy, champion of keeping it clean and going green.
I guess it's time to clean out the garage. Get rid of this old paint and fertilizer. What do you want to do with that old computer?
Stop! Hazardous materials must be disposed of properly. Did you know that just 1 quart of motor oil can contaminate up to 250,000 gallons of water? That's like polluting 7 swimming pools. Do the responsible thing. Take it to Republic Services Recycling. You can also take your old television or computer there. Just call the number on the screen and remember, go green.
Wow, that's an awesome message and great tips. Thanks, Go Green Guy.
Stop! Excess yard chemicals and fertilizers can wash into the street and storm drains, polluting Lake Mead. Lawn and garden chemicals should only be used at their manufactured recommended amounts. And why not try environmentally friendly products?
I'm on a Go Green Guy. Thanks.
Stop! You may think you're saving money by washing your car at home, but think of all the water you're wasting. Plus, soap and chemical residue can pollute Lake Mead. Go to a car wash that uses recycled water and traps pollutants. Some other Go Green tips: drain your swimming pool using the draining port located in your front yard. Always follow water restriction guidelines. And always pick up after your pet. These actions can help protect our water supply. You could also help to protect the environment by notifying the flood district of clogged storm drains, detention basins, or washes littered with debris. This will not only help keep our desert home clean, but clogged storm drains can cause flooding. Remember, call the number on the screen and go green.
We're going to do our part to protect the environment and the quality of water for our children and our children's children. Thanks, Go Green Guy.
We thought that last segment was a really fun way to remind everyone to keep the environment top of mind. We'll be right back.
Springtime, when thoughts turn to Cleaning? Hey, it's great you want to clean out your garage. Just be careful where you dispose of things like old paint, batteries, pesticides, weed killer, and other potentially dangerous chemicals. Many things can be left out on recycling day. However, dangerous pollutants must go to a recycling center for proper disposal. Never dump into a storm drain. It may end up polluting Lake Mead, our primary source of drinking water. Learn more at lvstormwater.com. Brought to you by the Clark County Regional Flood Control District.
Jess, time for dinner, sweetie.
Oh. What's up? Whoa. Oh, no. Yeah.
Stormwater and anything you spill into the street goes untreated into Lake Mead.
Whoa. Where am I now?
Hey, Mom, my boat. Ew.
Help protect the environment. Brought to you by the Stormwater Quality Management Committee.
Don't press your luck. Steer clear of floodwater.
So Austin is enjoying a relaxing day around the lake, but things aren't always this laid back for him. Recently, we put him to work in our new Don't Trash Clark County public service announcement. In this behind-the-scenes look, you'll see that Austin was the star of the show. Well, at least I think so.
I'm Agent Smith.
And I'm Agent Jones.
We're busting people who pollute Clark County.
Uh-oh.
Sir, your dog left a little gift for us.
He did?
Sir, pet waste can wash off lawns and down oh, God.
Sir, well, Fido leaves a gift.
Your duty.
Do your duty. 2, 1, action.
I'm Agent Smith.
And I'm Agent Jones. Action.
And we're busting people who pollute Clark County. Whoa!
Face first. Yeah. Here we go.
We're busting people who pollute Clark County. Whoa!
You just do it right in the lens. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, action. Sir, your dog left us a little gift.
Sir. Want me to do my line or not?
Yes, sir. Action, everybody! Uh-oh. Sir, your dog left us a little gift.
He did?
Sir, pet waste can wash off lawns and down storm drains untreated into Lake Mead.
Really? Sir. When Fido leaves us a little gift, do your duty. Treat it and beat it.
Do something. Good job. Good boy. Good boy. All right, I'll meet you guys over there then.
Yes. Hey, Austin, thanks for helping us out.
I'm Agent Smith.
And I'm Agent Jones.
We're busting people who pollute Clark County.
Uh-oh.
Sir, your dog left a little gift for us.
He did?
Sir, pet waste can wash off lawns, down storm drains, untreated into Lake Mead.
Oh.
Sir, when Fido leaves a gift, do your duty. Scoop it and toss it.
Oh, okay.
Do something positive.
Don't trash Clark County. It's our home, too.
At a time when Southern Nevada needs to be water smart, did you know taking your car to a car wash saves not only gallons of water, but also traps all that dirt and other nasty pollutants? Washing your car in the driveway allows grease, soap, and oil to flow down the street into storm drains and onto Lake Mead, our primary source for drinking water. Do your part. Wash smart. A clean car and a cleaner environment. This message brought to you by the Stormwater Quality Management Committee, a program of the Regional Flood Control District.
Don't press your luck. Steer clear of floodwater.
While we've had a good time looking back at some of our favorite stories, now let's talk about our current construction program and the benefits it's bringing to the community.
Kind of the sign of the times we're in is with the economy, the downturn in the economy. Some of our contractors that have already started projects are struggling a little bit. We've had several contractors that have actually gone out of business in the middle of construction of projects, and we have to work fast to go with the bonding company and get another contractor on board to finish those projects up. Every construction project we do, the contractor posts a bond to ensure that the project is completed. And so if the contractor, for whatever reason, can't finish the project, the bonding company will then come on board and hire another contractor to finish that project up. And it doesn't cost any additional money to us to do that. We may have to extend the time some on the contract. So we need to ask for everyone's patience, and I know these projects are a hindrance to you when you're trying to travel through Las Vegas, and know that we're trying to get these projects in as fast as we can. We currently have 12 projects in construction with a district cost of about $101 million. We have another 4 projects that have already bid and are going to start construction soon that's totaling about $31 million. We have 2 projects that are out to bid right now totaling about $13 million. And we have another 10 projects that should advertise soon that totaling about $37 million. So that's a total of 28 projects totaling about $182 million. We do have 2 projects that are about to start construction. The first project's in the county. It's the Flamingo Diversion Buffalo branch. That's a big storm drain that's going to go in Buffalo between Russell and Sunset. It's about 1.5 miles of storm drain. That facility will pick up flows that are currently draining across Buffalo and take them north and direct them into the Flamingo Diversion Channel that was built by the Corps of Engineers. They will be constructing through the intersection of Russell and Buffalo. Still be mindful of the traffic control and keep an eye on the signs as you go through there. That's about a $7 million project. Should start probably in February, and it'll take about 10 months to build. The second project's a little smaller project. It's only about a $300,000 district cost. It's modifications to the Pittman Park Peaking Basin, which is located in the city of Henderson at the Arroyo Grande Sports Park. The city of Henderson has decided to put some park amenities inside the Peaking Basin, and we needed to get some improvements done as well. So we're going to modify the spillway and replace the outfall pipe. And so we just included our work in with the park work to do it all as one big project. A peaking basin is similar to a detention basin. What we do is lower the wall on the channel, and as the water rises up in the channel during the storm, some of that water will overtop that lower wall and go into the detention basin, the peaking basin, and then we'll store that water there for a while the peak flow passes, and then the water will just drain back out into the channel. So what it really does is just reduces the peak flow in that channel so the downstream facilities can handle the flow better. We do have 5 projects that will wrap up in the next couple of months. The North and South Environmental Enhancement Areas is a big project in the northern part of the valley. It's 2 detention basins that are being built by the Tule Springs Park. The Decatur Elkhorn project is really the outfall of those 2 detention basins. It's also going to be finished up in the next few months. That is a big storm drain that runs in Elkhorn from Torrey Pines to Decatur, and then in Decatur from Elkhorn down to the Beltway. The Duck Creek Mountain Vista to Green Valley Parkway project is in its final stages. They're just doing final backfilling and cleanup of that site, so it should wrap up pretty soon. The Duck Creek Robindale to I-215 project was a project where we're just lining the bottom of the channel between Robindale and I-215. And then the last project is the Yucca Debris Basin in Boulder City. Will also be finished. We're also working on the Flamingo Wash between I-515 and Nellis. This project is a little bit of a special case because there's going to be a trail system put in alongside the channel, and so we did some upgrades to improve aesthetics along the channel, which include coloring the concrete, kind of a red sandstone-y color, and also we're using a form liner in the concrete to create a design along the top of the channel wall, similar to what you see on the sound walls along the freeways.
This project had 2 separate sections. West of Lamb was a regular concrete grade channel, and east of Lamb we had the visual enhancements.
Those channel walls that we are coloring, we actually put the dye right in the concrete mix as it's mixing together, so the color is the same all the way through the wall. So when we have a situation where some kids spray graffiti on the wall or something like that, we can actually go out with a sandblaster and sandblast that graffiti off and just expose the same color wall underneath the graffiti. So the graffiti cleanup is a little bit easier with the colored concrete.
This project actually replaces an existing natural wash that was subject to erosion throughout the years, and this is the downstream end of the Flamingo Wash. So it takes water all the way from Red Rock and conveys it all the way down to the Las Vegas Wash. This project is one of the last sections of the Flamingo Wash that had a natural channel that during the 100-year storm, large velocities would go through here and erode the natural channel. So this project will concrete line it, keep it contained, and then protect the area from erosion. If the channel was left natural, it would erode away due to the high velocities of the channel through here. And what that would do is it would eventually eat away at the side of the banks and eventually maybe have some of the sides fall in, similar to what happened at Miracle Mile, where we could have some catastrophes falling into the channel if the banks aren't protected from erosion.
This project is the Las Vegas Wash Middle Branch. We're building a storm drain system from the 215 Beltway, Decatur Boulevard, to Elkhorn Road, and an Elkhorn Road from Decatur to Torrey Pines Drive, where we connect to an existing facility. This entire area up in the northwest has a lot of history of flooding. It's flooded, historically it's flooded, and with development it's flooded even worse. And we're getting in and building a system that's going to collect all that flow on Farm Road, on Elkhorn Road, on Torrey Pines, on Rainbow. And this is the downstream end of that system in the northwest that's going to connect it to the Las Vegas Wash Middle Branch and carry it on down to Lake Mead. Just the magnitude of this project, there's going to be inconveniences to traffic flow, to the community in general in this area. One of the biggest challenges in building the system was in front of the commercial centers at 215 and Decatur. Not only is the area really busy traffic-wise, the trench at that point was approximately 40 feet wide. So the challenge was keeping traffic moving in, out, around, and through the commercial centers. The cost of this portion of the project is approximately $26 million. The scheduled completion date is May 9th of 2012. So we're almost finished. The majority of the main line is underground already, but there's still a lot of work to be done. The completion of this system will be a great step in mitigating all the flooding up in this area.
With every completed project, another part of the valley is better protected from flooding. When we come back, another one of our favorites from last year.
See that clogged storm drain? Something like that, when it rains, will cause water to back up and flood our streets. Hello, Regional Flood Control District. I'd like to report a clogged storm drain. City and county employees are working hard to keep your storm drains clean. If you spot a clogged storm drain, call and report it.
Help protect the environment by keeping our drains and washes clean. Report clogged storm drains by calling 685-0000.
Ah, a beautiful green lawn. You crave it. You want it. So you fertilize and you water and 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 you fertilize and you water. But did you ever stop to think all those chemicals and all that water can run off your lawn, down the storm drain, and straight into Lake Mead, our primary source for drinking water? Water smart and follow guidelines for fertilizing your lawn. You'll protect our environment and it can save you money. This message has been brought to you by the Stormwater Quality Management Committee, a program of the Regional Flood Control District.
Don't press your luck. Steer clear of floodwater.
Lake Mead was created in the 1930s when the Hoover Dam was being built during the Great Depression. People needed a way to control the raging Colorado River and provide water and power to southern Nevada. In this next segment, we look back at the creation of the Hoover Dam.
If you go back to the late 1800s, there was a lot of settlements starting in Southern California, the Imperial Valley, and along the lower river. So because the snowmelt is the key part of the Colorado River water supply, in the springtime and early summer, the river was usually in flood stage, and it would wipe out irrigation fields that were started, and it was difficult to have a community along the river. By the time August rolled around, there was no water in the river to finish up what crops had survived the flood. So the idea of building a dam somewhere up in the Colorado River to control these floods, to capture that flood water and hold it until the latter part of the summer when it was needed for crops, started to take shape.
Hoover Dam's mission now is the same as it was when it first opened. It is for flood control, water for irrigation, and power generation.
And if you look at the authorization, 1928 Boulder Canyon Project Act passed by Congress, it says right up there, the number one purpose of Hoover Dam is flood control. We get all of the water that's coming down from the upper part of the Colorado River Basin through the Grand Canyon, and we capture it in this big reservoir. And then the flows from here are controlled over the course of a year to make sure that we don't have flooding downstream.
Without Hoover Dam, there'd be no Las Vegas, and there certainly would be no Boulder City, right? Boulder City was actually the camp for the Hoover Dam workers. There'd be no power, there'd be no water supply, there'd be nothing but an arid, inhospitable desert. So right now we're overlooking the Arizona powerhouse. And right now you can see we have the ones that have the lights lit on top are actually generating.
So I've seen some workers milling about down here. What are they doing?
Right now our maintenance season runs from October 1 to May 31st. So we're in the beginning of our annual maintenance season.
So what kind of maintenance do they have to perform?
Well, on the Nevada side, we're doing a total overhaul of Unit N3. So we're going to try to recover about 9 or 10 megawatts of lost capacity due to the lake being this low.
Nothing like Hoover Dam, no dam similar in any size, shape, or form had ever been constructed prior to this one. And when it was authorized, even when it was being designed and discussed for authorization, there was a lot of people who didn't believe it could actually be done. You know, a very remote site. We're talking about the largest dam that had ever been built in the world at that time. So it was a very unique project. Hoover Dam today is kind of the iconic dam throughout the world. There are bigger dams, there are dams with more power, but almost every large dam that's been built since the 1930s stems from what was done here at Hoover Dam.
You know, I'm just proud to come to work every single day. It's the original flood control feature in the western United States. And for me to be the manager here at Hoover Dam, it's an achievement I could never have dreamed of.
During the Great Depression, the dam became a glimmer of hope for many people in southern Nevada. Thousands worked on the dam at a time when people around the country were struggling to make ends meet. To date, Hoover Dam remains one of the 7 wonders of the industrial world. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of the Flood Channel. Remember to log on to our website at regionalflood.org with your questions and comments. You can also find us on Facebook. For all of us here at the Flood Channel, I'm Betty Hollister. High five, Austin. And remember to always be flood safe.